Coach Tim Adams here, and welcome to the Daily Movement Challenge and the exercise of the day. Today we're going to be talking about part 3 on compensatory patterns. So what I wanted to do today is kind of let you see graphically what that kind of looks like. And so when we have a normal muscle tissue, let's see if I can draw this. You have like the muscle belly here. If this is a tendon, that's the belly, right? And if this is normal, when we don't use a muscle for various reasons, whether we're in compensation, whether we aren't moving our bodies, whether we have been injured, what happens is this tissue here, these proteins in the muscle, they atrophy, and the atrophy means that things go away. It gets smaller, and so what then this tissue would look like would be something like this. And now this is an atrophied muscle, right? So a normal muscle, big, full, plump, nice, juicy steak, right? This is a smaller atrophied muscle, but it doesn't stop there, because what happens is either through the injury or through the compensatory pattern, or even just through lack of use and repetitive stress, if you would, this tissue doesn't just get smaller in terms of girth. It actually becomes shorter. So now this tissue now turns into this tissue. And now we've lost some range of motion. This tissue now has basically becomes smaller, and it's limiting our range of motion. So not only do adhesions limit our ability, and an adhesion would be one of these muscles on top of another muscle, and there's fascia in between or surrounding this tissue. And then that fascia allows the muscles to glide. But when you get a blunt trauma, when you have an injury to the tissue, or you get a bleed, or you get repetitive stress and friction, then and you're not hydrated, and that tissue can get tacky, it can get stuck, and then an adhesion forms, and it doesn't glide. And when it doesn't glide, it limits your range of motion. So that could be one of the reasons why you have decreased range of motion. The other reason you could have decreased range of motion is because of this, is where the atrophy now shortens, and this decrease in range of motion, or tissue length, compresses the joint. And that compression of the joint is a safety mechanism. And that safety mechanism is your body will only give you the range of motion that it can stabilize. So if I can't get my arm over my head, it's because my body senses that there's instability at the joint, and it won't allow me to go in a place that's not safe, because it knows I'll get injured. So it's a survival mechanism. And so this contraction, if you will, does a couple things. Normal blood flow goes in and out of this tissue, carrying nutrients and oxygen and good life-giving properties into the tissue, and it takes away, through the veins now, it takes away byproducts. The byproducts that we develop through metabolism, through working the muscle, through just living our life. When we're atrophied, that still happens, but when we have a contraction and we have that constriction, that normal tissue that is in this range of motion now contracts and is like this. It's as if we're walking around carrying a 10-pound weight in an isometric contraction. That muscle is under tension nonstop, 24/7. So if you have tension in your tissue, here's what happens. The blood flow, it comes in, but it doesn't flow freely. It's not like that river of flow. There's restriction. And so all these cells in here aren't getting the blood and nutrients they need, and so it's not functioning as well as it could. And then you're not getting rid of the byproducts of metabolism. So when I'm contracted, when I'm in tension, that tissue's under contraction, and it's creating a byproduct. And that cellular metabolism that's occurring, we're not able to get rid of those byproducts as effectively right? And so now when we look at compensation, we look at how can we get the tissue back to normal? How is it possible to create supple, soft, explosive, reflexive, contractile tissue? And that is, we have to move our bodies, right? So we have to move our bodies, and we have to move them with purpose. And when we move our bodies, we can take this tissue and we can take this tissue and restore it to normal tissue. And one of the fastest ways to restore tissue is through that 11-minute routine. So the 11-minute routine, it's going away tomorrow. I'm taking it down. This is the last chance for you guys to get it for free. If you want to buy the 11-minute routine, go to my website, coachtimadams.com, and go to the courses section. You'll see the 11-minute routines there, and you can purchase it. And what you're going to get with that is the whole 11-minute routine, all those exercises, plus a video that goes along with it demonstrating how to do those exercises. So you have it in one place. You can take it with you wherever you want. You're on the road, you've got an 11-minute routine with you. You go to the gym, you can take that 11-minute routine with you, and you can watch it right there, and you can go through it. I'm doing those exercises with you, right? And we'll do it. You should be doing it every single day. Look, use it or lose it. Use it, use this, or you're gonna have this. And if you have this, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're gonna have some form of traumatic injury. So let's prevent that. Prevention, prevention, prevention. All right? Hope this was beneficial. If it was, please share it. Please pass it on. Like it, love it, do what you want with it, but get it out to someone who needs it. And remember, tomorrow night, it's gone. So hope this was beneficial, and I will see you guys